Hi everyone, it's Andrea over at Sewspire.com, and today I am here to show you how to sew this sweet little accordion case. This was originally designed to hold eyeglasses or reading glasses, but you certainly can repurpose that, and it is nicely lined there so that it'll keep your glasses safe. And there's an interior divider there that will allow you to stow 2 pairs of glasses, and then it just closes via that little snap, and you can see it's very sturdy and is a nice safe place to keep your glasses. I think it'd be really cute for cosmetics and small sewing notions as well. So I'm sure you'll let me know how you're going to repurpose and utilize this great project. So to get started, the first thing you'll need to do is head on over to Sewspire.com and just print out this little template. If you search accordion case or eyeglass case or glasses, you'll find that. It'll pop right up for you. I'm also going to put the direct link to this printout in the notes field, so you can hopefully find that very easily. So you'll print that out. You're going to begin with 2 12-inch squares of quilt weight cotton, which then you can fold in half. So pretend these are squares, right? And I would fold them in half and then lay the template on top of there and just cut out this great shape, okay? So one of those shapes is going to be lined with a Pellon iron-on interfacing, and this is what that looks like, and it just has one side that has a little adhesive to it, and that's what's going to give this its body. If you want an additional layer of padding, which this one does have, you can line the other remaining pattern piece with quilt batting, okay? So to begin, you would take one of the pieces, preferably the one without the Pellon interfacing, and fold that in half. The 2 little shorter pieces here, you can see that one flap is wider than the other. So have the 2 shorter pieces as your side and fold that up in half and crease that right on the center line. We need that crease line there so that we can stitch down that center line, and that's going to be our guide for the internal divider. So just run a row of stitching across there. And then take both pattern pieces and position those right sides facing, lining up the like size flaps, and stitch all the way around that. Leave a 2.5 to 3 inch opening wherever is convenient for you to flip that right side out, okay? Okay, I've made it all the way around, and I've left a little opening in the center of one of those wider flaps to turn that. You want to double check on both sides and make sure that nothing has slipped and you haven't accidentally missed any seams. Then go ahead and trim off all the excess, with the exception of that little flap where you left that open to turn. You want to leave that excess fabric there. Okay, then you're going to go ahead and turn this right side out very carefully, and once you get that right side out, then head over to the iron and press that flat. Turned it right side out and then pressed it, and I took that open end and pressed those edges inward, and so I have now kind of like this flowery disc. Alright, so I just want to top stitch across that open edge to close up that opening. Alright, and then you're going to have 2 pieces of fabric that measure 6.5 inches by 5 inches. So I want you to take one of those pieces and fold that in half long ways and then take the top and the bottom edge and fold it under a 1/2 inch. To create this center divider, you're just going to top stitch across that open folded edge that we just created to close that up. And then working on the side of the disc that has that stitching, you're going to center that pocket right along that stitch line and go ahead and stitch the pocket in place so that then it will stand up. Okay, and now you have something that looks like this with that pocket, or it's not a pocket, but that center divider kind of flapping there. Alright, with that pocket like that in the center, take these shorter edges one at a time and bring those up and then pinch them around that pocket. I keep calling it a pocket, but it's a divider, it's not a pocket. So you see how I have that pinched like that? And then you're just going to stitch down that outer edge and capture that divider in this little wing here. Okay, so you see how that is, and now that center divider is standing up. Do the same thing to the other side. So hold up the divider, raise up that little side wing, and then pinch that in and stitch down that edge to capture that divider. Alright, and now you have something that looks like this. Okay, and now you want to raise up the sides and stitch those in place, okay? And now you have that, and then you take the other side and stitch. So you can see that really coming together now. And you line up this side and this side and stitch. Okay, and now you have a super cute caddy. You could totally stop here and fill that up with whatever you like and keep it right on your sewing table. Gift it. You could put a snap in the center so that it closes a little bit. This right here I think is totally precious. But we want to add one more element of functionality to this. We're just going to sew a flap closure that goes over the top like that, so that then it looks like this and you can keep the contents secure. So to create the flap closure, you're going to use the remaining piece of 6.5 inch by 5 inch fabric. And you're going to fold that in half short ways like this, okay? And then fold it in half one more time. So the folded edge is down here and the raw edge is down here. And just carefully angle that to create more of a flap shape. Now you can line this with a piece of batting to add a little stability there, and then you're going to stitch all the way around that and leave this top raw edge open so you can turn that. Okay, I've turned that right side out, I've pressed it, and now I want to take the organizer that has kind of, it's a little bit messier where we top stitch that opening, and we're going to hide that. So with this raw edge of that flap, center that along that back panel, stitch across there, okay? Then you're going to raise up that flap and stitch across there one more time to hide all that mess. Okay, so I have the flap attached, but I still have all those raw edges there. So I'm just going to raise that up and then put one more row of stitching across the back there to hide all of that. Okay, I've got the flap securely attached there. All the mess is hidden. Now you can choose to install a snap here and here, and then that will close down like the sample I showed you. You could use hook and loop tape. You could put a buttonhole in this if you want and sew on a button. You have a lot of options there, and then you just tuck in the sides there and it closes like that, and you have a super sweet, totally adorable accordion style pouch. So I hope you enjoyed the project. It was an absolute pleasure to sew with you. I will be taking next week off in celebration of Thanksgiving. I hope you all have a beautiful holiday and it is filled with all that you love. I'll be back the week after Thanksgiving and we will continue this small gift series through the end of the year. So until then, please know the creative genius in me celebrates the creative genius in you. Have a beautiful day, everyone. Hi everyone, it's Andrea and I am here today to tell you about a brand new platform that I have created especially for the Etsy maker. This may come as a shock to you, and actually, if I can be totally honest, it shocks me because I know that it was just one woman and a sewing machine that did this. But guys, girls, ladies, people, I have made more than $250,000 selling my products on Etsy. Now, for some of you, perhaps that's not a lot of money, but if you think about it, what would $250,000 mean to your family? Like, you could do a lot of stuff.